Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel Book Bites with Ivan. And today we are diving deep into a book that completely flips your thoughts about India's greatest epic, Mahabharata. We have all heard about the massive battles, the Bhagavad Gita, and the ultimate showdown at the Kurukshetra field. But let's be honest, those are the stuff everybody knows. What about the wild and slightly bizarre stuff happening in the background? I am talking about The Serpent's Revenge, unusual tales about Mahabharata written by the absolute legend Sudha Murthy. Now, if you think this is another dry, boring history book, think again because this is just like the Marvel Cinematic Universe type deep dive into the side characters of ancient India. And today I'm going to tell you why you should keep this in your shelf and share one mind blowing story that it's going to change your complete perspective of the Mahabharata. Now, to show you exactly what I mean, I will share one of my absolute favorites, the story about the half golden mongoose. Yes, you heard it right. A mongoose that is half gold. Now, the big Mahabharata war is over, and Yudhishthira, the leader of the victorious Pandavas, is celebrating with an ultra luxury feast. Now we are talking about tons of food, charity, and wealth being given away. Yudhishthira is feeling pretty proud of himself. He thinks that, wow, I must be the most generous king in the history. But suddenly, this strange mongoose rolls up to the feast. Half of his body is regular fur, but the other half is pure shining gold. It rolls over the leftover food crumbs from the feast and looks at the king. King, this feast, this feast is nothing. It doesn't even compare to the poor man's powdered flour sacrifice. Imagine the shock in the room. Then the mongoose explains that in a village not far away, a tiny poor family gives away their only meal to a hungry visitor and chose to starve so the hungry stranger could eat. And when the mongoose rolled over the leftover crumbs from that tiny sacrifice, the half that touched the food turned into pure gold. And here, in this multi-million-dollar sacrifice, not even a single hair turned into gold. Boom! Just like that, Sudhamurti delivers a massive lesson. Sacrifice isn't about how much you spend. It is about giving when you have nothing left to give. And the book is absolutely packed with gold nuggets like this. Now, let me tell you what makes this book very special. This book doesn't just repeat the main storyline. Instead, Sudha Murthy goes for detective mode on into the margins of the epic. And she delivers 25 short, punchy stories. And stories that answer questions like why Yama, the god of death, was caused to be born as a human. Why did the unbeatable warrior Arjuna had 10 different names? And why did the title story, Serpent's Revenge, shape the entire Pandavas dynasty's ending? So now if you are a student, a content creator, or just someone who loves trivia, this book is perfect for you. It is just like unlocking secret cheat codes to the Indian mythology. You can pick up this book, read one story in 5 minutes before bed, and walk away with your mind completely blown. So now let us talk about the vibe and the representation. First, the writing style. Sudhamurthy writes like your favorite grandparent telling you a story. The language is simple, fast, and clean. But if you're looking for deep, heavy, and poetic literature, this book might feel too simple. But if you want instant clarity and fast pacing writing style, this book is absolutely perfect. And secondly, the illustrations. Massive shout out to Priyankar Gupta. In every story, there are these gorgeous, moody, black and white sketch drawings. And there is this sketch of Duryodhana sitting inside a water lake using a magic mantra, and it looks incredibly cool. It really helps bring the ancient world into life. So, time for the final verdict. I'm giving The Serpent's Revenge 4 point, a solid 4.8 stars out of 5 stars. It is quick, highly engaging, and connects ancient mythical kingdoms to real life modern places. And this information is usually written in the smaller text at the ending of the story. And the family tree at the back is a complete lifesaver because, let's be real, the Mahabharata family tree gets very complicated. So, if you want to know more about the Indian epics and the Indian mythology without getting lost in 1,000-page volumes, this might be the perfect starter pack for you. So, if you enjoyed this review, smash that like button and subscribe to my channel and tell me who's your favorite Mahabharata character in the comments. Bye bye. Meet you in the next vlog. Peace out.